Hello, this is LordUg, and welcome to another music video reaction. And we're doing Falling in Reverse again. So we did last time we did the Jug in Me is reimagined, and it was an amazing song. Really looking forward to this one. So we're going to get into it as soon as possible. Hopefully, I'm thinking this one's going to be a bit more upbeat. The email that I got sent asking me to do this one and the Jug in Me is reimagined. All it said about this one was that there was different styles of music, and his daughter was in it. That's all I know. So let's go on with it. Okay, so straight off, they're using a note again to try and bring an emotion, like they did with Jug in Me is Reimagined, when he was playing the higher notes on the piano at the start, and then all of a sudden he just dropped into lower notes, and he dropped his voice, and it all dropped down, and the strings came in, and gave that haunting feel. And then with this one, it's like an ominous feel. You haven't even started watching the music video yet, and already you've got this ominous feeling, just by the fact he's used this one note. It's like laid the groundwork down for how you feel about this video before you even watch it. It's very clever. Right, let's carry on. Okay, so we have a guard with scratches on his face and dead. Looks like we have other dead bodies.
Yeah.
Oh, courtroom. Okay, so we have a courtroom of dead people. And I'm not sure what that's there for. I'm sure it'll come to me, or something will come to me as I watch this. But yeah, so let's carry on from there. I don't know what's done this, but it's not good. And everybody's in place. You've got the judge in his chair behind. You've got a witness. You've got your prosecution and defense. Everybody, stenographer. Everybody's in place. So they died quickly. Very quickly.
Yeah.
And that music, it's not what I'd expected for something heavy, like a rock song. That seems very light. Let's carry on.
I wake up every morning with my head up in a daze. I'm not
Rapping. Okay, so we started with. I was told there were different styles, so rap is one. Okay, I'm here for that. I don't mind rap. I watch rap. I listen to rap songs. I love them. So yeah, let's go.
sure if I should say this, fuck, I'll say it anyway. Everybody tries to tell me that I'm going through a phase. I don't know if it's a phase. I just wanna feel okay. Yeah, I battle with depression, but the question's still.
Okay, so it's depression. That's an awkward one. That one. Because a depression is like an iceberg. You might see a small hill on the surface, but underneath it's a mountain. And that's what you get with depression. You might see somebody who just seems down or a little bit upset or not smiling much. But underneath, deep down inside them, in fact, I'm guessing this is inside him, this courtroom of dead people, is obviously internalizing all this. And inside somebody with depression, it can be a mountain of emotion and insecurities, and it's terrible. They don't believe they feel any kind of love or anything. I'll talk more about it at the end if I haven't taken too much time. So let's go.
Is this post-traumatic stress, or am I suppressing rage? And my doctor tries to tell me that I'm going through a phase. Yeah, it's not a fucking phase. I just want to feel. Sometimes
I think doctors can be like that. I don't think they understand the mental health side, because they tend to learn the medical side, the medicines and all that kind of thing, that they don't train in the mental side, mental health side. So what they'll do is they'll be very much, don't worry, this is a phase, but we'll try and get you. I mean, it's like over in UK, for example, if you go through a private therapist, so you're giving them money, they'll keep coming to you as long as you're paying. It could be a year, they don't care. But if you do it through the National Health Service, the NHS, which is a free service, they will usually have companies that have therapists, and they'll work alongside the NHS, but you only get a set amount of sessions, 6 sessions usually, and then they'll actually kind of take you off the books, and you have to refer yourself again to get more sessions, and that can sometimes take months. So you might be halfway through, in your eyes, what you need to help you cope with things, and then you basically get taken off at books, and you've got to refer yourself again, and hopefully you'll get the same person, because then you can just carry on. But if you don't, then you've got to kind of spend a couple of sessions re-explaining everything again to the new therapist that you're seeing. So I know, because I've been to therapy a few times now, so I might tell you later why. It's nothing major, but yeah, it's a bit like that. So with doctors, it can sometimes be, here's a list of therapists that you can go and see. You're gonna have to, or companies that you can go to. You're gonna have to refer yourself and see what happens. They don't really understand, and it can feel like that.
Doctor tries to tell me that I'm going through a phase. Yeah, it's not a fucking phase. I just wanna feel okay. Okay, yeah, I struggle with this bullshit every day, and it's probably because my demons simultaneously rage.
Okay, so for one, that rap was good. His flow was nice, upbeat, lovely. I enjoyed that. But he also said he goes through this bullshit every day because his demons simultaneously rage, and that can cause. If that means there's no where to turn to slow it down or to calm down again, because all your demons are simultaneously raging at the same time. You know, and that can be. You know, that what do you do then? It's like that red mist comes over you. You know, like you might see somebody who. A good example is look at these gaming rage compilations. You know, somebody will rage out, pick up the controller and throw it through a window. And then as soon as they've done that and the rage is over, they'll be like, oh my God, what have I just done? I mean, that's only a very basic example of what this is. But it's that kind of thing. That when all your demons simultaneously rage, your paranoia, your insecurities, your persecution complexes and all that, and they all come together, simultaneously rage, it's like, well, where do you go? It's just, no wonder. A monster's definitely going to come out at that time. The rage is going to power it like fuel.
I struggle with this bullshit every day, and it's probably because my demons simultaneously rage.
Okay, so we've gone into rock now. You know, there was a slight break in the music there, then it just went smoothly. Very smooth transition into rock. Very nice.
Every day, and it's probably because my demons simultaneously rage. It obliterates me. Disintegrates me. I'm about to break down. Searching for a way out. I'm a liar, I'm a cheater, I'm a non-believer.
Okay, a couple of things there. I like this chorus. Again, this is a nice chorus, just like inside the Jugging Me as Reimagined. Even though that was a more slower, haunting chorus kind of thing, it was really a nice chorus still. And this is very catchy. They really know what people like to hear. They're very clever in the writing, both in the music and the lyrics. I like it. And secondly, he said he's a liar, he's a cheater, he's a non-believer. That could be why the courtroom was there, because obviously he judges himself. And what's the main picture you think of when you think of judgment? A courtroom. Not everybody might do, but I would think so. A courtroom, because in there people are judged, things are judged. It's all to do with judgment in a courtroom. So obviously, putting it together quickly for now, is internalising this. None of this is in real life. Out in his real life in the video. It's because he hadn't killed a courtroom full of people, but in this, the courtroom was there because he was judging himself, and he put all the people in place that wouldn't need to be there for judgment. But it started to trigger his insecurities and his, persecution complex, his paranoia, and everything started to trigger again, and the monster came out, and that's why everybody had to die, because all these things that were the representation of judgment and all the other things on him, by killing them, it let him get back to a more peaceful state. Again, the monster came out to kind of protect him and wipe it, get rid of everything. But then he had to put it away again, and then by then everything's dead. And that could be why he says he's a liar, cheater, non-believer, because he's judging himself. So he creates an area or a set that would mean judgment. Oh, that high note. See, I kept saying falsetto. I'm not sure it is. I think that could be just the top range of his head voice. That's why it could be so clean. Because that's a clean note. No weakening, no thinning. It's so clean. So I'm just wondering if it's his normal head voice and it's like the top range of his normal head voice. That'd explain it. Because, damn, that's a beautiful note. I'm going to listen to that again. And people with glowing eyes. I'm working on that. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm thinking two ways this goes. One, the monster. He's a monster. and he sees monsters, like it takes one to know one. So that's why he's seen the monster in others. Because remember, this is internal. So these people are inside him. These might be sides of him, the monstrous sides of him. But also, and this one's my favourite one that I think it could be, the glowing eyes could mean they're looking into his soul, they're judging him. This is judgment. The things that out inside him, these are the things that are judging him. The things that need sorting, that need to be wiped out. And this person right now is glaring into him and judging every part of him. And that also with the other things. Everywhere he goes, people are judging him. And that's how he feels. That's why he seems so careful and so scared. He just feels like everybody is looking at him and insecure because everybody's looking at him and judging him. Note. Okay, so we're in a therapist office. So that old gentleman's his therapist.
Like a rat trapped in a maze. Every wall that I knock down is just a wall that I replace.
That makes sense. Every wall that I knock down is a wall that I replace. It's a lovely way of putting it. But it's like, when it comes to mental health, we all tend to put walls up. Like, for example, on an anxiety scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely, totally triggered, everybody's got a 1. No, but nobody's not got a 1. Everybody's got a 1. That's what makes it so you can be aware that fire will burn you, and that, say, a car will kill you if it knocks you over, and going into a shark-infested water is not bright. Yeah, it's these things that an anxiety level of 1 makes you aware that there are dangers in the world. So everybody has an anxiety level of 1. But of course, when you have a mental health problem, that anxiety level goes higher and higher towards that 10 range. And that's when it gets really bad. And so there are base traits in all mental illness that you can kind of know exist, but there are nuances that are like a fingerprint, as unique as a fingerprint, and they're the things that can be the secret to advancing on this at all and making it so you've got control techniques in place. You never really get over mental illness. It's not like taking an aspirin for a headache. Or antibiotics for an infection. It's not like that. You never truly get fixed or better. You kind of just learn coping techniques so you can cope with it. Like me, I was very claustrophobic in cars to the point where I was willing to jump out of a moving car if my trigger number got high enough. And but I learned to cope with it. I learned coping techniques so that even now when I get in a car, the car will pull off, and when it first starts pulling off, my anxiety starts to build up and I'll get to something like a 6, but then I use coping techniques and over a few seconds I can bring that number back down to a 1 or a 2. So you don't ever get free of it. And I think when you have anxieties, you build up walls to protect you. The walls are your security, but we like to feel that we're trying to expand, advance and get better. So sometimes we'll try and take a wall down. But problem is that brings your insecurities out even more because you feel less protected. So he's saying, every wall that I knock down, I build another wall up, because when I knock one down, I feel unprotected. I feel less protected. It scares me. My anxieties go higher, so I build a wall straight back up again. It's a vicious circle.
I'm going nowhere like a rat trapped in a maze. Every wall that I knock down is just a wall that I replace. I'm in a race against myself. I try to keep a steady pace. How the fuck will I escape if I never close my case?
How the fuck do I escape if I never close my case? Again, I was explaining about coping techniques. When you've got coping techniques to a point where you can control things or can at least cope with things, you can kind of feel like you've closed your case on that and move on. I feel like I closed my case with the claustrophobia and cars thing, and I could move on, and I did. So I took the walls down, shed all the walls, I was fine, and I started going out in cars, and I'm good. And I feel that this is what he's saying. It's like I haven't got to the point where I've got my coping techniques. I don't know how to cope with this. And so it's not a closed case. How can I escape? I can't leave this internal part of me and go out into the real world because I'm not free. I'm not over it yet. So I can't escape it. I've got to stay here.
Against myself, I try to keep a steady pace. How the fuck will I escape if I never close my case? Oh my god, I keep on stressing. Every second that I waste is another second sooner to a blessing I won't take. But my therapist will tell me that I'm going through a stage. Yeah, it's not a fucking stage, I just wanna feel okay.
See that black page? There's a black page there. I'll just see if I can hit it. I don't think I can, I'm not that good. Oh, I did. Okay, so there's a black page there with symbols and writing on. If that's what the therapist has done, because that's therapist's desk, then it's kind of showing that he feels the therapist is not listening. I think the therapist is saying he doesn't listen to him, doesn't understand him, and maybe has ulterior motives. So that's quite a strange way. Don't forget, this is all internal in him. So this is how he sees therapists and how he sees this and that inside him. So he don't feel the therapist is helping. If anything, the therapist is adding to it.
Therapist will tell me that I'm going through a stage. Yeah, it's not a fucking stage, I just wanna feel okay. Okay, motherfucker, now you got my attention. I need to change a couple things, cause something is...
Great flow again, great rapping. He could easily just rap and be great. I'm glad he doesn't just do that and does everything else, but he could easily just get away with rapping. He's got the voice for it, the flow for it. It all works well. He's got a style for it.
Okay, motherfucker, now you got my attention. I need to change a couple things, cause something is missing. And what if I was a lie? Tell you everything is fine. Every single fucking day, I get closer to the grave. I am terrified, I'm not asleep, and I will again. Cross my guard. Terrified, I'm not asleep, and I will again.
So he catches the therapist on the phone. Obviously, again, this is this kind of paranoia in him that the therapist is doing bad things, and the therapist is like, look, calm down, it's fine, I'm just trying to help, it's all in your head, I'm not doing anything wrong, just go back down, sit down and wait, I'm going to help you and we'll be fine, it's just you need help, you know. And it's this kind of thing when really he just feels like this guy's trying to hurt me. Yeah, look, people are coming for him. So he's like, they just can't come to help you. They're just going to take you somewhere where you can get help. It's fine. You know, so of course, he's going to start to, he's building again. All of it's building again. He had the judgment outside with the people with the bright eyes. He's got the betrayal from the therapist. He's started to get wound up again. He's got the fry in his voice now, which is that, you know, it's like, you know, fry is like when you go, like it's that kind of, I can't do it, I'm not a rock singer, I'm a metal singer, but anyway, it's that kind of squeal, that growl you put on it. It's called vocal fry, and you put that on the note, yeah, like kind of thing you get. You'll hear it here. There. Like this very catchy chorus again. Of course, we've got to listen to that high note again, that beautiful high head voice note. Let's go. Beautiful. Oh, now we into the heavy metal music now. Now we've fully moved into it now. There were bits of it from the instrumental. We switched a few times. Now we're fully into it. Fucking monster! That was interesting. There. Very interesting what he said as well, because he said like his eyes have gone orange, but we know he started to feel, you know, paranoid, persecuted, judged, betrayed. All these things are coming out of him, and straight away, look, the eyes have started to glow, the monster's coming out, and what did he say? Here we go again, motherfucker. That's because he just killed all those in the courtroom for this. This exact thing he's feeling again. They've done it again, and here's the monster. You've poked him and poked him, betrayed him and all this, and now the monster's coming out again, and here we go again. The death is coming, and that's what he's telling them. Here we go again. No. Oh, it's an actual monster. Oh, that's cool. I mean, this is internal. It can be what he wants. If he wants to be a monster, he can be a monster. It could just be that he has a monstrous side, but if he actually wants to be a monster, he can be a monster. That's up to him. It's his internal side.
Wandering, praying to a God that you don't believe. You're searching for the truth in the lost and found. So the question I ask is, where the fuck is your God now?
Oh, that's a good pause. That were quite a drop. That were massively, that amazing drop. That, love that. But I like how he didn't carry that note through when he went, "Where the fuck is your God now?" So there was some that had dragged that through with the beat and everything. And I'm glad he just stopped it quick. And did you notice that the guns started firing exactly on that beat? When he went, "Now!" The drums came in, the guitar came in, and the guns started, everything came in, and the guns started firing on the beat. Look.
Where the fuck is your God
Now, let's start firing. Wait. Seven-prong fence. Where do you get... You know, why am I questioning it? It doesn't matter. It's his internal life. If he wants a seven-prong fence, then gosh darn it, he can have a seven-prong fence. Go, you go. He loves it. He wants it. He wants a fence. Let him have a fence. He's a werewolf. What does he care? He can have a fence. Let's leave him with his fence. Yeah, fence. Okay, and it happened again there. The body landed on the beat. You notice? Like the guns fired on the beat, the body landed as the beat switch came. Watch. Here we go. Listen to that note in background building up again. It keeps doing that throughout the song. If you listen, go back and listen, you'll hear it go. It starts to build higher and higher, and it's building tension. It's done it several times now throughout the song. You know, if you want to go back and have a listen, you'll hear it. But listen to it building up, building the tension, and all the instruments are reaching up there with it, ready for the drop to come. Yeah, it's building higher. Okay, so that must be his daughter. Yeah, she'd be good light. She's the good thing. So all these bad, terrible things happen, and the monster comes out to clear all these terrible things away and kill them all and get rid of them all for a while, for a bit of peace inside him. But you need then for the monster to be put away and put to sleep. So what's going to do that? A good light, a positive light, and that's his daughter. His daughter inside him is a positive, good soul that makes it so the monster is away and he's back to himself again. He doesn't need the monster now. The monster's killed the things that are persecuting him, betraying him and hurting him. But he needs to put that rage away. And how does he get that rage put away? By a good, pure light that is there for him to care and love. And that's what puts it away. And in a world like this is probably she is the only thing he probably does love. And now he looks confused, like what the hell's just happened. The red mist is gone. The rage that had built up is gone. Now he's like, what the hell happened here? You know, it's like that when people calm down, they don't always realise what they've done. You know, his daughters don't put that, the goodness of his daughters don't put that rage away. And now he's like, what the hell's happened? And he's just confused. Okay, we're listening to that note again, sorry. Excellent. Jammed for you. Okay, so the light. What's the light for? Reality. She's guiding him out. This is the way out from being inside himself, from being stuck inside himself. This is how he gets out into the real world. He follows her out. But why would he? I don't get it. He wouldn't, would he? Wait there. Ah, okay, yeah, that makes sense now. He's going further into the courtroom. So she's showing him the way out. Children have a very innocent way of looking at things. You know, it's like, come on, Daddy, let's go. Here's a light, let's go. We're going through. And, you know, back to reality. Everything's fine. Let's get you out of yourself. And And the thing is, he can't leave because, like he said in the words he said in the therapist office, you know, how can I escape when I haven't closed my case? He hasn't got the coping techniques yet, and this monster cannot come out in the real world because in here he cannot get in trouble for what he does inside him, for the fight and the struggle and all the terrible things that are inside him. He cannot get in trouble for what he does in there. The monster can come out and destroy these things. But in reality, in the real world, that monster can't come out because he could end up in a hell of a lot of trouble. So he needs to find some kind of coping technique. And like he said, until he finds some kind of... He can't escape until he finds a way to close that case, until he finds a way to control the monster and finally kind of let some of them walls down. Then he can leave that he can go through that lit door with his daughter and finally enter the real world where he can try and get more help and more control of things. But right now he's not in a place, so he backed up into the courtroom even further because he has to stay there. There's no escape yet. Well, that was amazing. Really loved it. It was an amazing song. Like I said, I wish they'd use the rock instruments to kind of do the rapping, so it really did incorporate it all as one and merge it as one, because you could feel the sections. You could feel where the rap switched to the rock. Even though it was quite done very smoothly, you could feel it. And I think it's a case of it would have been better if they could have used the instruments for that. But otherwise, I think it's a great video. It's like watching a movie, honestly. But their videos are they don't pull any punches when it comes to money. They spend the money and get great videos out there. The song was catchy. The chorus was amazing. His rapping was really good. I feel like the band could have probably pushed itself more because I have a feeling, just as he's a great vocalist, his band is probably equally good on their instruments. And this was kind of safe in ways. There was no, the guitar didn't come through with its own kind of a line going, if you wish, and it was all kind of melded together. But it was still excellently done. What they did amazingly well. And of course, his voice, that head voice, that high head voice, beautiful. Excellent song, excellent video. Really enjoyed it. Another 10 out of 10. Now, if you want to hear any more reactions, then you can always tell me what you want me to react to in the comments. If you agree with what I've said, maybe, or don't agree, comment, let me know. I don't know, you might have your own theory. And my contact details are in the description if you do want to ask for anything else to be reacted to. So you can you can either put it in comment or in email. If you did like this, please give it a like, it does help me. And don't forget, there's a subscribe button there. I'm not going to point to it, I'm not putting an arrow, but it's there. Just find it, just click it, and then the bell. There's a bell. Click the bell. It won't actually ring, but you can put your own ring in if you want to hear a ring, but that won't ring. Just click it though. It's good. It's a bell. What's it matter? He had a 7-prong fence. I've got a bell. Click the bell. Okay, so you take really good care. I love you all. Goodbye for now.